喪屍電影瘋殺禁區 The Crazies 喺2010年2月26日正式上映。電影內容講到一架噴灑 chemtrail 飛機失事，墜落美國嘅一個小鎮裏面，令存放喺飛機內嘅喪屍病毒感染整個小鎮。最終美國政府需使用核彈將小鎮毀滅，但事件嘅真相係有人故意造成飛機失事，目的為要進行生化武器嘅實驗。又話牧師喺2013年12月8日嘅2012榮耀盼望訊息提到，呢出電影內容其實係由發生喺美國一個出現喪屍病毒嘅小鎮嘅真人真事改編而成。事實上係一位美國前軍人將真人真事寫成為小說同電影情節，用另類方式向公眾披露喪屍嘅真實，亦揭露係美國政府故意喺小鎮中散播病毒，作生化武器實驗。以下嘅錄音片段係一位名為 Sherry Shriner 嘅告密者提到有關美國政府嘅喪屍陰謀。
And then somebody sends me this link on the Federal Vampire and Zombie Agency, which I had plenty of time to amuse myself over this afternoon. And let's clear one thing up. If you work for the government, if you've ever worked for the government, you sign a non-disclosure agreement, and depending on which level of classification of security you're in. And so when you get out of the government, let's say you leave your position, then the only way you can legally reveal any information of anything that you've known or knew or have done is through fiction format. And that's why we get a lot of these movies in Hollywood on everything, aliens, zombies, vampires, in fiction format, because they're not allowed to legally tell you anything officially. And so this Federal Vampire and Zombie Agency, it was actually an agency established by Ulysses S. Grant. And then sometime in 1975, Congress stopped funding it, and so it kind of went off the books. It never disappeared, it just went off the books. They stopped funding it, would have to get their funding sources elsewhere. And so it's interesting because we've never heard about it. I mean, to us, the only time you see vampires and zombies is in Hollywood. You know, you go to a movie, and they've had plenty of them. I think there's one still going on now in the theaters. And a lot of warnings about zombies. But anyway, I'm watching this video, and now I can't even remember what I was going to say. I go on these rabbit trails. Well, it was about the FVZA. And you might want to go to the YouTube channel and put in F for Federal, V for Vampire, Z for Zombie, and A for Agency. And look at their YouTube videos, because they're pretty interesting. And I want to go over this Dead Stock Festival, because I had never in my life, this is on their website, I've never in my life heard of this. I mean, I heard about Woodstock too, but I never heard any details. And so I want to give you a summary report of what they say on their website. As in the summer of 1970, promoters Lou Workman and Brian Wilkie hatched a scheme for a 4-day outdoor concert on a farm outside the small town of Woodstock, Vermont. The promoters hoped to recapture the spirit of the original Woodstock Festival, which had taken place a year earlier in upstate New York. They also hoped that their concert, dubbed Woodstock 2, would erase bad memories left over from the December 1969 Altamont concert in California. And this is the incident. On the second night of the concert, Teddy Desilets, a member of the Hells Angels motorcycle gang, arrived at the emergency room of the Woodstock Hospital with a badly mangled right hand. Desilets had been attending Woodstock 2 and was apparently attacked by a crazed man while relieving himself in the woods. The 26-year-old Desilets, who had lost his thumb and part of 2 fingers in the attack, underwent surgery and was admitted to intensive care. The following night, police were summoned to the hospital with reports of a deranged man terrorizing the patients and staff. When police arrived, they found Desilets in a catatonic state, blood streaming from his mouth. Desilets attacked the police and, despite being shot numerous times, escaped into the night. All told, 11 patients and 2 cops were bitten. The most serious of the injured had almost his entire shoulder chewed off. At first, police and doctors believed that Desilets' state was due to a reaction to hallucinogenic drugs. After several more people arrived at the hospital from the concert with bite injuries, the Federal Vampire and Zombie Agency was notified. The agency instructed hospital staff to vaccinate and quarantine any victims until they arrived. Unfortunately, hospital staff discovered that it had no vaccine on hand, and with several of the patients bitten by Desilets turning into zombies, they were soon overwhelmed. The panicked staff moved as many of the sick out of the hospital as they could, and then abandoned the building. Within 2 hours of being notified, a Federal Vampire and Zombie Agency team came from Boston, arrived in Vermont, took stock of the situation, and quickly called for reinforcements from the New York office. With the help of the Vermont National Guard, the Boston team secured the hospital, administered vaccines to the recently wounded, and destroyed a total of 22 zombies inside the building. The search and destroy mission was particularly hazardous, as one of the zombies had chewed through an electrical cable, cutting power to the building and leaving it mostly dark. So there goes for their power. They can chew through cables. And it goes on to talk about evacuating the area. They found 22 zombies inside the hospital, and then when they went back to the area where Woodstock had taken place, they found another 23 zombies in the woods, destroyed them. Among the dead zombies they found was this Teddy Desilets, who had managed to stagger back to the concert despite having 15 bullets in him, and John Roby, owner of a neighboring farm. The zombie outbreak that started at Woodstock 2 took many weeks to fully contain. Several zombies managed to stray into neighboring towns, and one infected motorcycle gang went on a rampage across several states before they were trapped in an abandoned barn in Indiana and destroyed. The source of the zombie attacks was traced back to the farmer John Roby. Roby had been cleaning the hen house at his farm when he was apparently bitten by an infected rat. After his transformation was complete, he made his way to the concert site in a veritable zombie smorgasbord. And so this isn't something that's fiction. This is actually stuff that happens. This has a case number, report number, and they don't release how a person dies. It's almost like if you die of AIDS, they say you died of pneumonia. And in this case, if you die of zombieism, they just write in the paper that you died of a stroke or a heart attack or food poisoning. They don't put in the paper what your real cause of death is. So interesting that these cases, although they've been few, but they've been around, they've been hidden from the media. The media doesn't report them.